No hipsters.
No hipsters.
No hipsters pod.
Millennial pause.
The millennial pause. I'm sorry. Okay.
Episode 76, No Hipsters Pod. Your boy Ron.
Yo,
Okay.
the bloopers is killing me. Oh my God. Okay, hold on. We are professionals.
Yeah. Episode 76, No Hipsters Pod. Your boy Ron, the founder of NoHipstersLive.com. And we have, once again, Thevey, you're back.
Hey, y'all.
2 episodes in a row. I love it.
Okay, about time, because he had me not here for a year, so
Right.
I deserved these
Right.
2 episodes.
Right.
Y'all deserved these 2 episodes.
Truly. And so this is our end of year episode. And of course, you know, in the spirit of celebrating New Year and partying and celebration and all of that, we're going to pop one. My boy said, you want to do honors or you want me?
Yeah, I'm really scared. I'm a yelp if I do it.
Okay. All right.
I'm a yelp.
I got it. So, ready?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I was gonna yelp if he did it too.
Right. So this is a Happy New Year in advance.
Yes. Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Happy 2024. It's gonna be a good year. I can feel it.
I feel it too.
I can feel it. It's an 8 year. So
yes. It's
abundance.
A leap year,
Mhm.
divisible by 4 and 2 and all that.
I'm talking numerology. He's talking about leap years.
Oh, my bad.
It's okay.
Oh, does that mean something?
Yeah, the number 8 stands for like abundance. So I feel like it's gonna be a really abundant
And this
year.
might be weird, but you know that 8 is my favorite number.
Really?
It is.
I never knew that.
It is.
I'm 6. 6 is my favorite number.
Oh, nice.
And now people find it weird because like 666, but I don't
Oh.
connect it that way.
Oh, well, whatever the case. Cheers.
Cheers. Happy New
Happy
Year,
New Year.
everyone.
So much has happened this year, and we're really just gonna go all over it. I mean, some of this, we might repeat some of these we talked in the last episode, but yeah, we're going from the top. We're gonna talk about favorite songs from the year, favorite album. I haven't listened to that many albums, but we'll talk about it. Favorite viral moments, you know, biggest headlines, and of course some winners and losers of the year. So, of course, you know, I think No Hipsters Pod, No Hipsters Allowed is very music centric, and I would love to start with music because that's just, I live and breathe music.
For
And
sure.
so let's start, favorite songs.
Okay.
5, go.
I'm telling you right now, don't talk about my girl, my Libra, even though she crazy, or Gloria Hills by Doja Cat. Oh, it every time I listen to it, it just feels
I see it goes up on Instagram. I see it on everyone's
I love
IG
it.
stories.
It
so.
sounds so good. Fuck You Mean by Gunna. Gunna absolutely made a comeback.
He did.
Gunna got out of jail
Got
and
his
said,
freedom. Got his freedom. Lost
knew
weight.
him, okay, and gave y'all that. America Has a Problem by Beyonce.
The Kendrick Lamar version.
The Kendrick Lamar
Because
version.
the original
Yeah.
was a 2022 song. So yeah.
Facts. Dang, that's crazy. I
Yeah,
just feel
that-
like Renaissance has been
It's just
all
it's like
year.
all in our like, you know, consciousness for a long time, but it's a year and a half old album.
Then we have Taliban by Byron. I hope I'm saying his last name right. Messia. I hope I'm saying it right. Taliban. I love that song. It goes up if you are like in a club or like bar kind of situation, day parties. And then lastly, Peaches and Eggplants by Young Nudy and 21 Savage. I'm a little ratchet for that.
I see.
But I love Peaches and Eggplants. I love that song.
And how many did you just give us? Just 10 songs?
I actually have 10 songs, so if you want me to keep going.
No, yeah. Okay,
Are
go.
you sure?
I don't-
Okay.
I don't have 10. I'm just going to say it right now. So it's okay.
First Person Shooter by Drake and J. Cole. Amazing video, amazing song. Seeing them go back and forth like that. I need a remix with Kendrick. I need all 3 of them to be.
I think Kendrick and Drake might have something.
If they do, I need to hear that. Because First
I think
Person
they might-
Shooter.
I mean, by some I mean like beef. Like it seems like.
Oh, they beefing?
Yeah. That's the
Well, that's unfortunate. Because
Yeah.
First
More
Person
like a
Shooter.
competitive type thing.
I love that competitiveness. I think rap needs to bring that competitiveness back, and that song brings it to the forefront while still celebrating each other.
Right.
Just Wanna Rock by Uzi. It's not like I'm like searching for that song, but when that song comes on, yeah, it was this year. I thought it was last year too. I think maybe he could have either dropped it as a single last year and put it on the album this year.
Okay.
But like when I was looking for like
Songs
new
released this year?
releases,
It was
it
this
was
year.
released this year. Search and Rescue by Drake. Love the Kim combination in there.
Uh-huh.
Great way to tag your enemy, Kanye.
Uh-huh.
Loved it.
Uh-huh.
And just a great song.
Okay.
Put It on the Floor Again by Lotto and Cardi.
That's a good one.
I just really enjoy it. And Cardi had a run this year, so I'm also gonna say Point Me To by Fendi the Rapper and Cardi B.
Right. I don't know if I have 10. I can give you a strong 5. So Big 7 by Burna Boy. I mean,
that's real good.
And there's like 3 other songs I want to put from that album, but they're not singles. I'm trying to keep it to singles just to maintain the integrity of this.
Yeah, that album was
Big
good.
7 is phenomenal. BGC by Flo Milli. I'm praying that she gets her big break as like
she deserves it.
Big pop star, because that song is just solid. She samples like Carl Carlton's Big Mama Jalen.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't heard it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't. A lot of you have not heard. For some reason, she's just not able to gain traction. But basically, Foxy used that song in the 90s. So like when she takes like a new spin on it, she speeds it up a little bit. Phenomenal.
I heard it's because I don't know who's backing Flo Milli, but she be dropping her singles randomly. Because I heard it was like a summer sounding song, but it dropped like late fall.
So that's another thing. A lot of people are making that mistake. She's not the only one. She dropped it like after the summer, but it's a very summery video. But whatever the case, good song, solid rapping, has like the pop appeal that you would think would make it a big hit. So I'm hoping maybe it becomes like a sleeper and people start liking it. But
I'm gonna go listen to it.
So far, 0 traction. But I did post it on my Music Monday, so if you're watching, if you're paying attention, you would see it. Definitely.
I didn't. So song number 3. Yes. What's the next song?
You by Lola Brooke featuring Bryson Tiller.
Such a good song.
Solid. Another one that plays on like a sample that Foxy had used before.
Yeah, I really like it. And Lola's voice.
Her voice is so rich. And I think we have to talk about how like Foxy has some, like there's like a Foxy influence that is not, maybe it's not very clear because they're sampling other songs, but these are samples that Foxy used.
And they don't give her credit for that.
For the association. So it's not like her original work, but Foxy is alive and well in the spirit.
And I love me some Foxy Brown.
Yeah, I think she's one of the best ever.
Yeah. Oh, but JT does give her credit.
Oh, she does?
JT says she looks up to Foxy Brown a lot in her rap music. Okay. So I give that to JT. Shout out to JT.
Good. Shout out to Jatavia. I guess Bad Bunny and Monaco. That song goes.
It goes. It definitely goes.
It goes. Loving on Me by Jack Harlow. I
hate it so much, you guys. I don't hate the song. It's a song.
It's a good song. It's a really good song.
It's a good chorus.
Yes.
Just repetitive.
Yes. So what, her 5? Okay, I have quite a few. This one is a little left field, and if you know me, you know that I listen to all types of music, and No Hipsters Allowed is about celebrating the fullness of popular music. What Was I Made For by Billie Eilish.
Like, what's the melody? I haven't heard that either.
It's a really slow song. It didn't do as well in the States, but it's huge in Europe. And it's like a slow piano-driven ballad, and it's very, like, if you're someone who has like existential crises, the way I tend to, you would like that one a lot.
I feel there's this one Billie Eilish song where like part of the song her voice goes underwater or whatever like that. I like Billie Eilish. It gives good depressed music. It does. Like it gives like, oh, I want to die, but I don't want to die. Like it gives good like. I really like. I don't like being sad too much, but like when I'm sad, you listen to Billie Eilish, you're gonna drop some tears.
Right. Truly, so it's a good one. I think you should check it out. It's nominated for Song of the Year. She's
always nominated.
Yeah,
she has a great voice.
She's also like an industry plant, which I never.
She is?
I never missed the opportunity to point that out.
Really?
It's likely, right? Like her parents were like.
Okay. Industry plant team.
I don't know. Allegedly, but.
And you know what? So, real quick, because we brought up Jatavia, and I want to give her props. Jatavia dropped No Bars this year, and that did go up for the girls who do like rap music. No Bars was played a lot, and you can see that she is trying to create her own path in the music industry.
Right.
So just props to Jatavia for that, for dropping her first single. I think that was her first single.
As a solo artist?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I think that was her first. I mean, it was
I haven't heard that one.
Yeah, I think it was her first single. So
you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and say like it wasn't on the list originally, and I've been toying with it because it didn't really catch me right away. Bongos by Cardi and Megan Thee Stallion.
Tell me your thoughts.
It's a good. It goes.
What goes about it?
It's kind of like it's
bong, 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 bong.
After a while, it's like, you know what, this is not bad.
I think it's all right. I think it'll be better when they get Bad Bunny on it.
Okay.
If they haven't yet, they need to go and try to get Bad Bunny on that. I think when they get Bad Bunny on that, it's going to go up in every single like top 40 club you could think of.
Okay.
Because I think that's what it was missing. It was like, this is a good rap song, but it doesn't top y'all first rap song. Y'all first, what is that song called that they did? What's the
hoes in this house?
Yeah. WAP. There we go. WAP was
huge.
Like it just broke everything. Yeah. Like it got the people talking. Whereas like Bongos is like imagery beautiful.
The video.
Oh my god, the video is so beautiful. And you like the cadence, you like the song, but it's not enough to like.
It wasn't stick. I feel like the rapping wasn't good enough.
It wasn't sticking. Like it didn't make you wanna.
But I'm still gonna include it because I do think it was a bright moment in music this year. But I totally hear what you're saying. Also.
Yeah.
And I guess my last, I'm not gonna give you 10 for 10. But
good.
I have an A. My A is Big F You by David Guetta, featuring Ira Starr and Lil Durk. She's fire. Fire.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah,
that sounds like an interesting combination.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Gonna listen to it.
Yeah. So yeah.
You ain't got 2 more songs.
Nothing is really like speaking to my spirit.
Isn't it? I feel like
so confession. I'm usually listening to old music. So
you feel like 2022 is better than 2023?
It's not just that. It's a me thing. I listen to a lot of old music, and I'm also like but sometimes I'm also discovering old music. Like I haven't heard this album from like 1981, like early this year. I was listening to a lot of like Shaka Khan from like 81 that I had never heard before. So yeah,
I don't know. I just like, I think this year's music was good, but I find myself, I listen to old albums too, but what I'll do is like, I listen to Drake constantly, right? So when he dropped Her Loss last year, I listened to that repetitively over and over and over again because it was my favorite album. I still haven't got off of Hendrix by Future, which was released years ago, but it's such a good album. So I find myself in a nostalgic
I'm sorry,
place
I got
too.
a 9.
What?
Me and You by Thames.
Me and You was real good.
That's my 9.
That's real good.
I might have a 10.
You might have a 10.
I might have a 10. That was so Me and You was that was phenomenal. Good song.
You might have a 10. So when you were talking about 2023 releases, I was thinking about how many songs came out in 2022, but they popped in 2023.
By SZA will be I guess that would be an honorary mention.
It has to be an honorary mention.
Humongous.
The whole entire year. Like I think the album came out November.
Like, Kill Bill low key went all the way to summer this year.
It did, and her video for that was both her videos for that was SZA thick. Both her videos for that she was
a great doctor.
She was looking Drop the doctor. The girls want to know, okay? Like she looks good.
I love how she doesn't like shy away from like, I wanted it, so I got it.
No facts. And then she's like in all her music videos, she's like, y'all see this ass? This is exactly what I got it for, so I can show y'all this ass. But yeah, Snooze by SZA definitely, even though it's not a 2023 release, it popped in 2023. It popped this year. Definitely popped.
And even the video I thought was interesting. So yeah,
I love that video, and I love the fact that Justin Bieber put out the acapella version to it. Or her and Justin Bieber put out an acapella version to it. Sounds magnificent. It sounds so good. Yeah. There's an acapella version.
So the remix is a 2023 release.
Yeah, the remix is a 2023 release. You got all 10.
I haven't heard it. But
that's all 10.
But yeah, but really a Big F You by David Guetta and Ira Starr. You need to listen to it.
Yeah, I'm going to take these down. Flo Milli BGC, I'm going to have to listen to. I'm going to listen to the Billie Eilish song, and then I'll listen to the FU.
And Chazzy, what all of this to me is emblematic of is that music and just media is so fragmented that a song could be huge and people could never get to hear it.
That's a fact.
Because we're always listening to what we want. Everything's on demand, so you don't get to listen to radio.
Yeah.
Music's not being played for you anymore. You just play for yourself. And so if you're not going out of your way looking for music, you're not going to hear it.
That's a fact. Also, if it doesn't pop on TikTok, if it doesn't pop on Reels,
or it's just not in your natural orbit of artists that you listen to.
Facts. If you don't have an amazing music video for it that that
makes
people want to clip it and post it,
you're not going to break out of your immediate fan base. For instance, As It Was by Harry Styles, I didn't get to hear that song till it had been number one for 14 weeks. And mind you, it was number one for 14 weeks across, it wasn't consecutive weeks. So 14 weeks across 5 months, and I hadn't heard it once.
It had to pop on social media for me to hear it.
Right.
That's when I heard it, and I did not look at who it was or whatever.
Right. It's a good song. Yeah. It's just but that's just how it is. If that's not a natural go-to artist for you, you just might never hear it. So.
Dang, that's a valid point, because with the on-demand music, when they did the 2023 replay for me, Apple Music, I'm saying so much Drake, so much Future, and then here and there you'll get a Jasmine Sullivan or a SZA or something like that. And it was dang, I really just be listening to the same albums over and over and over again. Especially because it's rare for us. I feel like it's rare for us to have albums that we like nowadays. From front to end, you can listen to that album, no skips.
And these days, it's usually an artist that you already trust. It's rarely you go out of the way. Drake's album is the only one that I really kind of listen to. And I can tell you there was another album that I listened to from top. But I want to listen to Nicki's new album.
That's y'all, girl.
That's y'all. We will see. I do want to review it, but yeah.
We'll
see. Yeah.
You let me know how it is when you listen to it, and let me know if it's something I should listen to. Because usually, I don't trust the barbs on Twitter to tell me to listen to it, because y'all love it already. So I need somebody who has an unbiased opinion on music to tell me to listen to it.
Okay.
Because she's turned me off.
She soured a lot of people.
Yeah, to want to just go support her. You can never take her credit away from her. She is the best female rapper of all time. We can't take that away from her. But she is selling her legacy just by the way she interacts with people, the way she interacts with new artists, the way that she has that man. And it's a lot. It's a lot. And the way she be on live, Mama, get off of live. Please get off the Instagram live. Please. Why haven't they blocked her account from getting on live yet? They will block our accounts from getting on live over stupid stuff, but they let her get on live all the time.
It's why are you doing this?
We don't need it no more. Do not take pills and get on live. Allegedly.
She'll sue you for real. So
she really allegedly. I said it 3 times. Allegedly 4.
Okay. Moving along, so albums. I don't have much to say because it really was Drake's album that I really listened to from top to bottom, and I thought it was excellent.
You listened to Burna Boy's?
Yes.
Yeah, Burna Boy's album. I told him
there's 2 albums.
Great album, and I saw that he had gotten critiques from the Nigerian community
because he's
about what was his song that he
basically he's just dissing Nigerians for criticizing him, saying that they're not acknowledging him for being the good ambassador that he is, which I guess he is in theory. He's doing big things, but he's not.
He's cocky. He's cocky.
He has a habit of coming on late on stage, and so people don't appreciate that.
Oh, see, I'm not mad for Burna coming on stage late, because I have been to 3 Wizkid concerts, and he will come on stage when he damn well feels like it. So in comparison, Burna comes out on time to me. But no, that album was really great. I listened to it from front to back. On Form was my favorite song on the album. City Boys Went Up, of course. We listen to that all the time. Right. What was it? Tony Braxton.
Oh, that's Tony Braxton's from the last
album. Oh, for real? Is that this album? Oh, shoot.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Everything be blending together.
Yeah.
My bad. I like his music.
So tell us, what other albums did you like?
I like Scarlet by Doja Cat. That was a really good album. Doja has to stop saying that she's a rap star, though, because baby girl, you're a pop star. And that's okay.
That's fair.
Why?
Because she does rap. She's both.
She does, but she's a pop star. Like she has the perfect recipe for popular music. She sings on the songs. She raps on the songs. She does this little talk sing cadence on her songs. Like, and she never has a traditional rap beat. It's usually like this like rap slash pop blend, and I love it.
I actually even kind of disagree, because what is a traditional rap beat? Because the first rap beats are danceable as hell, and they will be called pop today.
Oh, like what?
Like all those Sugar Hill Gang songs. Like those.
That's true.
Like I think people have it so backwards about what hip hop is. Like it's typically an up-tempo, happy genre that is danceable, and the rappers used to dance back in the day.
They did used to
They had hella flair and used to, wear outfits and be creative. As opposed to this like very low vibrational shit we have now with all these people only rap about guns.
Damn, so you just dragged the current hip hop scene. I mean that's valid. Current hip hop is very much like the drill beats, a lot of 808s, a lot of just violence and
violence and face tattoos. It's all stupid.
But like even when you put her music up against like the other rap girlies, like the beats are different, and that's okay. Yeah. I enjoy it, but I think that like
first of all, Paint the Town Red is like, to me, it's very classic hip hop.
Really?
Yes.
It's so pop to
me. Paint the Town Red? I was to the point where maybe the hook is very catchy, but that doesn't make it less hip hop. I think, and that's another issue where like as soon as things start getting catchy, people start calling it like pop. Like it could be. Listen, like black music is catchy.
I think that's my issue with the Jack Harlow song.
Yeah,
it's not hip hop to me. It's not hip hop to me. Like when I'm listening, like okay, if I'm listening to and Jack Harlow is trying hard to get in his Drake bag. Ever since he did that song with Drake, he was trying so hard to sound like Drake.
Ever since they went on vacations together.
Turks and Caicos. That's Drake loves Turks and Caicos. If you want to run into Drake, book your ticket to Turks and Caicos. You will see him.
Isn't he there like right now?
Literally right at this very moment. He loves Turks and Caicos. Like, do they got what? Like they got like I don't know, good tax laws over there or something because he stayed over there. But like, I just think usually we're comparing artists to each other because that's what you do when you're in a competitive genre. Right. Hip hop is competitive, and so when you're comparing like a Doja Cat to the other female rap artists, Doja gives more Jack Harlow than she gives Drake, J. Cole, Kendrick.
And ask this honestly. If she wasn't half white, would you feel the same way?
Yeah, I still would. If Flo Milli was making that kind of music, I would still feel the same way. Yeah,
because I feel like the word like pop sometimes gets a lot, and everyone does it. I actually think white people do it more, where they just call things pop as soon as a white person.
Yeah, and I think that's what her beef is. Her beef is that like she feels like her music is very much hip hop and rap. She is a rap artist, and that people need to respect her as such, but the Grammys is never going to give her that. The Grammys is never going to give her, you are a rap artist. And I think that what I'm saying to Doja is a compliment. You're bigger than being a one genre artist. Like she is multi-talented. Yeah. She's a great singer, a great rapper, a great musician. She's a fashionista. If she kept her mouth shut, bruh, nobody would have anything negative to say.
All these like white supremacists.
Yeah, if she would stop dating white supremacists and have her feet in racial chat rooms, like she would be. I'm telling you, that girl is talented.
Very talented, and the fact that she even overcomes all these scandals, I think, speaks to just how
talented she is. So, I mean, I listened to Agora Hills. I listened to it once. I caught it in a reel. I was like, "What's this?" And I listened to it over and over and over and over. I even found the slowed and reverbed version because I wanted to hear it at different tempos because it's such a good song. Oh, it's such a good song.
Yeah, and it speaks to me like that, but I'm going to
it speaks to the emo in me. Like, because basically she's just like, oh my God, I love this man so much. I want to be in your skin. And it's like, facts, Doja, that's how I feel that. Okay, this is me and you. What?
Gotcha.
I want them to catch us. Oh God, I love that song. Sorry.
Gotcha.
But Hood Hottest Princess by Sexy Red. That's a good album, y'all. Now, I say this with the caveat that do I think that the music industry is pushing a particular image of Black women through and using Sexy Red as a pawn to do so, and that it does affect our generation of Black children who are growing up listening to this music and thinking that what is being rapped by her is okay? Yes, that's the woke version. But actually, the music pops. It's good.
I'll say this. I think we might be making a bit too much about that. She's not the first person to be, crass in her ways. But I do think I think her shtick is actually getting old, at least to me.
Yeah.
And I'm also
it's not a shtick though. This is literally she's just a hood ass bitch.
Okay.
That's just really who she is.
It's who she is.
Yeah, like
she's getting old.
But, I mean, it was disgusting to me when she had the lip gloss line and named the lip glosses chlamydia and fucking gonorrhea and vaginal drip and stuff. It was very gross.
Yeah.
But when I hear, yeah, it's sassy, I be like, Hellcat, SRT. Like, yeah. I like how ratchet her music is. And I like how she's just herself and she does not care what anybody thinks about it.
Cares very little about whatever comes out of her mouth.
Very little.
She was actually praising Trump in an interview, which I thought was very stupid. But, whatever. No one's taking her seriously, so it's fine. But
nobody, and that's the thing, nobody took that seriously. Yeah. Nobody is. The fact that they asked her about her political opinion
is actually quite stupid.
Like what?
Like, what are we doing here?
Is that I don't think that's why she came to interview for. Nobody was like, oh my gosh, what I want to know who thinks about politics? Sexy Red. Nobody said that.
Right.
But she had her between that album and the Rich Baby Daddy song with Drake, like it's just there's something endearing about her rap voice.
She has a great mic voice. I'll put that as an honor.
Rich Baby Daddy?
Yeah, honorary mention because it's not a single, is it? But
I feel like it's a single now. Like it's popping like it's a single.
So yeah, so that's one.
That's number 10.
Yeah, that's my 10. That's my 10.
Hey, we got. Oh, did we get to number 10 earlier?
I think we stopped at 9.
I think we stopped at 9. Okay, so that's number 10. So yes, love that Sexy Red album, and then so I did not like For All the Dogs.
I actually loved it.
I am a Drake fan.
I feel like Drake was right to drag Joe Budden like that, but somebody made an album that good and somebody talked shit about it, I would have done that too.
Baby.
Drake went in.
I forgot.
He went so hard.
Yo, I was sitting there, I read that, and I was like, Joe.
My favorite reaction to that, so it was like, it's not this Phaedra ass read. And I'm it was like,
yo, now check that. I was like,
check that.
It was like, get Nick a peach. Like, listen, it was long, and it was like he thought about that. Like he thought about it.
He really thought about that. And that, the memes I followed of when Joe Budden's little reply was him in the pool looking at his phone, just like in confusion. And it makes sense because somebody dragged me like that. I wouldn't have had nothing to say.
Yeah,
I'd just be like, oh.
He was like,
okay, you got me.
To say it differently, I have a 757 and you fly private on special occasions.
What did Kanye say? You got me.
Gotcha.
Okay. Like, you got me. Because that was a read. He said, your dreams failed. Don't be mad because I reached mine.
And that's a fact.
Oh, like,
it's a fact.
You get on a podcast with a bunch of washed up dudes to talk about what other people do. Drake, stop. He dead already. He stopped kicking him.
Right.
He dead already. Drake.
Yeah, it was.
Wow, my boy is sassy. Okay.
See, nah.
No, it was sassy. It was sassy because he read him down. I'd never seen a man read a man down like that. That was a next level read. It was almost as if he called the girl he was dating at the time, and the girl he was dating at the time was like, I know Joe Budden didn't say that with his washed up. He always on a podcast ass. He only be flying a 757 anyways, baby. You got a private jet. Don't let that man talk to you like that. And he was like, you know what, baby? I got a private jet.
Nah,
like
he put that nigga head on the
but I didn't like For All the Dogs, and I'm a Drake fan. Like, I'm a big Drake fan. Like, all
Drake
of his
has
albums.
Also gotten really weird also in the last year, and it's actually made it hard for me to appreciate his music in some instances. I kind of cooled off this year, but like the whole like making fun of Megan last year I thought was weird.
It was, but I'm such a Drake fan and I love his music so much that I usually ignore the things that he does in his music simply because I'm not really looking for his character as a man. He's genuinely one of the only artists I can say, like, from the beginning of his career up until now, I've loved every single thing that he's done. There's never been a thing that he's done where I've been like, ew, like music wise.
Okay.
But this album was kind of like too flat for me. It was very R&B. It was very flat. I didn't know what song was which. I was just listening to the songs and I was just like, wait, didn't I hear this already? Granted, I was high when I was listening.
I will give you, there are like 2 or 3 songs that sound very similar, but it's a strong, project, I think.
But I said all that to say what I do like for All the Dogs Scary Hours edition. Love those 6 songs from beginning to end. Love those 6 songs. Okay. I love what's that song where he was talking about the girlies and he told the girls at the beginning, he said, if I was y'all, I wouldn't even listen to this. The shoe fits. He literally starts a song. I was like, I don't even think y'all should listen to this for real because I'm really about to go in. And he spends the whole song going in on the types of women he's met along the way. And I was listening to this TikTok where they talked about his last few albums, right? And they talked about how we're seeing the transition because he mentions in the song how y'all like constantly asking for the old Drake. And they talked about like his last 4 albums and how it so stupid. But they talked about his song's transition from Certified Lover Boy, that album, to Honestly, Nevermind, to then Her Loss, and finally For All the Dogs, of telling a story of how he was a certified lover boy. He came out on the scene, and what made him so unique is that he was a rapper talking about how much he loved every single girl he was with, how beautiful women were, how amazing they were, how he kissed the ground that they walked on. And then he gets into the industry, he starts to get jaded and realize a lot of these girls only want him for his money, and that no matter how much money he getting, and no matter how popular he is, women are never satisfied, and she will leave you for the next nigga. If the next nigga does one thing better, she is going to leave you. And so he's like, honestly, never mind. I'm over it. Then in his jadedness, girl breaks his heart. He's like, it's her loss. I'm a great man. And then he's like, for all the dogs. Like, I'm doing this for all the dogs because fuck these bitches. I'm back on my bullshit. And I think that song encompasses that journey. Also, think he took shots at Joe Budden on Red Button. When Red Button starts, like he basically talks about this man who is like building something, but he's such a sketchy dude that he falls out with his brothers, and his brothers go on to do like greater things. And it just talks about how lame that guy is. And the Button being a playoff on Button. Rory Amal podcast, one of the members of the Rory Amal podcast, not Rory Amal, Julian, actually talked about how when he heard the song, he was like, is this talking about Rory Amal and Joe Budden? So definitely recommend go listen to that. Stories about my brother. He talking about like all of the mob shit that we quote unquote allegedly mob shit that his brother be doing, but it's really him that be doing it. It's so interesting. That was my thing. For All the Dogs Scary Hours edition, love that album.
Mobbing and Brattle Path.
So those were my albums. Those are my favorite albums.
Okay. It's good.
Yeah, so I actually had albums that I listened to.
I see.
I actually had albums that I listened to and would listen to again.
Right.
But just still, I don't feel like this year was as good as like last year.
Album-wise? Yeah.
Last year, I listened to Her Loss so many times. Yeah. I'm still listening to Her Loss today. Right. I love Her Loss.
All right, let's change gears and talk about the big headlines of the year. And it's not often that the biggest headlines come so late in the year, but I think the biggest headline of the year is the unfolding saga that is Diddy and the now 4 lawsuits accusing him of sexual assault. It all started with the Cassie lawsuit, which alleges that over the course of their 11-year relationship, or even longer probably.
Yeah, when she was 19.
She was 19 when they met, but I think
he
officially
was 35?
Yes, something like that.
Okay, yeah.
She met when she was 19. He was almost 36. And so, but I think it says that they officially became a couple 2007, right? So physical abuse, sexual trafficking, rape, are all
Emotional
alleged.
abuse,
Yeah, all alleged.
mental
And
abuse.
even like, I mean, one of the things that that she described in the lawsuit sounds like imprisonment, right? He beat her up and didn't let her go to see her family, right?
Allegedly, yeah.
I mean, she's the one who said it. So we're not alleging it. She was saying what she.
That is what she said. Yep.
Yes, and so he settled the lawsuit one day after, which I think is the biggest mistake he made. He should have settled it before she sued, because now the dam is broken. He's been sued 3 more times.
It would have only been smart, but it made sense that she wanted the lawsuit to go public. That no matter what he offered her, before, that because it's the only way that she was going to be protected.
Yeah, I mean, no, she was going to kill the lawsuit if he gave her the $30 million.
Really?
So what his lawyer claims is that Cassie had asked for $30 million before the suit was filed, because she was going to write a book, and they said no, and so she sued, and then they settled. She probably got more than $30 million because at this point, you missed your chance, right?
I think
the price has gone up.
No, facts. I think with everything that the lawsuit alleged, that Diddy did, the craziest was the Kid Cudi story.
I think, yeah.
Because, like, outside of what happened to her,
because it just shows an ability to make people do things.
Make
people commit crimes on your behalf.
Literally.
Which is scary.
Because, like, on Twitter, because at the time, like, when the lawsuit dropped on Twitter, oh my goodness, the Twitter timeline was blowing up. And people were finding tweets back from 2012
and 14 that like corroborate a lot of these
story
things.
of Diddy getting Kid Cudi's car to blow up because she was dating. I mean,
she was messing with They must have had an open relationship, because we know that he's been dating people.
Facts.
And so, because them twins, I think, maybe not the twins, but he had some.
He's had kids on her for sure,
right? Like, and so, anyway.
But just to know that he had that kind of reach and that kind of power to me was like, I'm glad that Cassie went forward with the lawsuit. Literally, it's some mob shit for real. And I'm glad that Cassie went forward with the lawsuit, because I couldn't imagine, like, let's say she would have taken the $30 million silently, and I couldn't imagine something happened to her. Something could have happened to her, and we would not have known that he would. Now, if anything happens to her, the first person we're looking at is Diddy. Shoot, Kimora Lee came out and spoke out against Diddy while this lawsuit was out. And last week, or earlier this week, Kimora's house caught on fire. And everybody on the timeline was like, nah, it was Diddy. He probably had nothing to do with that fire. It could have just been like a thing.
I saw that. I was like, let's not even. It's it's not. I mean, I understand why people are saying that, but if we don't have the evidence,
no facts. But it's a good thing that
people say something, or did she just post a pic of Kim Porter? Did she say something at the
time? I think no. She didn't verbalize something. She did a story where she was like, because even
she posted a pic of Kim Porter. I know that much. A baby picture of Kim Porter, which she was friends with.
And I think she said something along the lines of like, she's glad like everything in the dark comes to the light. I think something like that.
Right.
Something like that. Yeah. Because even when Kim Porter died, she was fighting to keep the investigation open into her death. Yeah. Because at first it was ruled that like toxins were in her system. Then they were like, oh, never mind, she died of natural causes. And Kimora was like, no, she didn't think it was natural causes, and she wanted to keep it open. So there was a lot of fishy things that came out with Diddy. We also have, what is her name? The people in Danity Kane. What's that beautiful woman's name? Not Dawn, not Aubrey.
Okay, I was gonna say
the other one. Not Dawn, not Aubrey. I think her name. Yes, she hadn't been on Twitter for years. Years, and that day she came out and was like, "Y'all gave me a reason to be back on Twitter today. I'm glad things are coming to the light today." Yeah. And then just as recently, somebody came out and said they're corroborating.
A co-writer, Cassie, said that she saw things circa 2015. And I mean, some of these people like that, the co-writer, I don't mind. The bodyguards who all of a sudden come around and like give stories, I'm like, you could have said something sooner, but it is what it is. Ultimately, you can't say something before the victim. You can't say something before the victim, and unfortunately. Right. Especially with a man that powerful who can have people's cars blown up. Right. Like, I get it. But like, sometimes like, I feel like if more people spoke up sooner, we probably wouldn't be here right now. I don't think so. I don't think so. He has too much money.
and too much influence. Writers were trying to write about that Kid Cudi story in his car getting blown up, and those writers came out and said, I tried to write about it, and my editor was good with it, and then all of a sudden I get a call from my editor that, hey, we're not moving forward with this story. We can't. Multiple journalists came out and said that. Like, Diddy has influence. He has power. There was nothing that was going to get it to this point unless a victim came out and said something. And at one point, they said that, like, Kim Porter wanted to write something about it too. Like, I just think that he has too much power and too much influence.
You don't say.
Too much power and too much influence.
That makes some sense.
Yeah. I was on them. I was in them tweets where I was like, this is the juiciest thing I've ever. It was.
I didn't see those tweets. The tweet I did see was the writer who in 2014 said, I heard that Diddy one time blew up Kid Cudi's car. And he said that with prank.
I didn't even just see that writer. I literally saw another person
who was at the club.
Who was at the club,
fighting.
yeah.
Like, yo, Diddy and Kid Cudi are fighting over Cassie right now. And it's like, it's a tweet that just was like, went into like space and no one ever saw.
And she ain't tweeted ever since. We was like, bro, come back. Tell us the story. What happened?
That's the funny thing about the tweet. It's like, you tweet this huge, really what should have been a big story even then. Like, they shouldn't have enough followers for it to become viral. And everyone was like, yo, like, we have an on the record, timely reference
from 2012.
Shit. It's also fascinating. But yeah, Diddy, I think, is the biggest story of the year. And I think it is still unfolding. I truly believe there will be more lawsuits. And
but what's interesting is that, like, it's like, what made Diddy so lovable? Because everybody in the industry says that he's weird. Soon as this came out, everybody was like, he's weird. He did this, he did that. Yeah. 50 Cent being my favorite reporter of this series of stories.
So, my whole 50 been on his. Let's not canonize 50 all of a sudden because he's problematic.
No, 50 Cent is very problematic.
He is.
Is he very problematic?
He is.
50 Cent doesn't bite his tongue. I'll say that. 50 Cent doesn't bite his tongue. And I'm sure that if he's not careful, he probably got some skeletons in his closet somewhere.
I wouldn't be surprised.
But
did he have like a revenge porn case?
Did he? I don't know. Yeah. But the way he been on Diddy's, I would hate to have an enemy in 50 Cent. I would have hated to. 50 Cent been on his ass every day. At new post, it's basically online bullying at this point.
And he does reference seeing some of the footage of Cassie. So there's a lot. This is too much.
And there's like clips from back old interviews where 50 would be like, "Yo, Diddy weird. This is what Diddy did."
So he didn't just start saying.
He didn't just start saying it out.
I'll give him that one. He's been ringing the alarm for years.
Yeah, so. And nobody. 50's just being funny. Right. Oh, it's just funny. Like right. That's what it is. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. What made Diddy so lovable?
It's not that he was lovable. It's that he was powerful. It's that he was famous. It's that he had money. It's that he made a lot of people stars.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people feel in some way they might owe you something. And like I said, again, money. That you can't underestimate what money can do. But anyways, Diddy. I think that's really what protected Diddy. And, it's crazy how long it's been going on for. Because now we're getting like some of the accusations date back to like what 91.
Mm-hmm.
So 91, 93, like a long time ago.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Over 3 decades. So yeah, I think that as TBD, there will be more. I think I think this is the end of Diddy as we know him. He will always be rich. He has too much money.
Yeah, he has way too much money.
But I don't think he's going to be the same person that we're going to be.
And he's not going to be in the public eye like that.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised Carisha ain't saying nothing. Carisha been silent.
As she should be.
Carisha do not want to let go of that bag.
Yeah. I mean, there's no point. So anyway, next big headline, in my opinion, is Jada and Will and all the mess. So first we'll find out that they've been separated for a few years now. And and then of course Tasha K, who came out with the ridiculous claims. I mean,
Tasha K is just not scared of losing more money. It is so interesting to me. Like Tasha's like, I'm gonna say what I want to say. I'm gonna interview who I want to interview, and I'm never gonna say allegedly. I don't care. Sue me. She already lost that money to Cardi B, and she did not care. She's gonna lose some money to Will. That Jada's book release was really such an interesting time to me because I wanted to take the time to, because the men were so angry. Men were viscerally angry at Jada, and women weren't. So I wanted to understand the men's perspective of like, what is it about what Jada is doing that's like making men so upset?
I think there is an overreaction to Jada Pinkett for sure. Because it's like, like what, But I also think, she definitely has kind of demystified the Smiths.
Yeah.
And I think, as a fan and as someone who really appreciates that like mystique about celebrities, I think it's sad to see because he was such a huge star, and I think she's debased him in a way with all, even before she did any of this. I just thought even Red Table Talk, the fact that she even had that show to me was too much access. Right. And so, and then of course she's embarrassed him, entanglements and this and that. It all looks bad, and I think people, men in particular, are putting them, can relate more to being in Will Smith's shoes, and I guess will have more empathy for him and feel like are kind of projecting how they would feel if their girl was doing that. Yeah, that's my take on it. But no, and then some of it is just plain misogyny. Yeah. So let's
I think from listening to men, I think it's 100% that like Will clearly doesn't like his business out there. He doesn't talk about his business in a way of like he is as much of a lovable character as he is. He's kept his private life private. You do know who his Jesus. Oh, they partying, child. Yeah. I thought they was just playing music.
Nah, okay. Noise cancellation
cancels it out. Yeah. You knew who his kids were, you knew who his wife was, and everything like that. But it's not like he told his business. And the fact that Jada constantly goes out of her way to tell their business because she thinks she's healing the collective by doing so is what I'm like, oh, okay. And you're right, it does debase who Will is, and I think it does demasculinize him. Like, and I know like women hear that and they're like, how is demasculinize him? He talked about how bad of a husband he was. Yet he talked about how bad of a husband he was. He didn't talk about how bad of a wife Jada was. That wasn't the basis of his book.
Or better yet, he didn't talk about whoever he was involved with.
Facts. He didn't like. It was just like.
And granted, August Alsina forced her hand a bit, but still, I think there was a way to handle that without a bit. That would have, like,
been way better than just putting all y'all business out there. And it does make Will look like less of a man in a sense of like, we put Will on a pedestal. He was our like Black Hollywood star, like in the likes of Denzel. Like that is
bigger than Denzel.
Literally, like he is a Black Hollywood. Fuck Black, take Black out of it. He's a Hollywood,
he's the most bankable star
ever. And like the way that Jada has put his business out there, like just imagine somebody who you're really, really close to and who you love and who has seen all the ugly parts of you coming out and sharing those ugly parts with the rest of the world. Like, it would be like, what the fuck? Like, it makes you seem, it took away his star-like quality.
That's what I'm saying, the mystique. It's just
it took away the star-like quality for sure.
It shows how, I guess, vulnerable he is to certain things that we thought he was too big for. So, anyway, that's another big headline. And I guess the next one, even though we talked about this last episode or two, Keke Palmer, we have to say that was one of the biggest stories.
Ooh, yeah.
The biggest, nastiest.
I never heard a cuss out like that. She cussed him out. Keke Palmer's mama cussed that boy out, cussed his mama out, cussed his brother out, cussed him out. Yeah. Nasty work. I listened to it twice. I liked it.
It had its moments of xenophobia and
it was what? Yeah, no, it had some xenophobia in there. It had some homophobia in there. But she was trying to protect her daughter. Right? She was like, she didn't say nothing false. She was just she was really, really focused on, are you illiterate? That was the main subject, was Keke Palmer's baby daddy's illiteracy. First of all, it's just crazy how, like, that's why, like, you can't have a baby daddy. When you get to a certain level of rich and famous, I'm not telling y'all what to do, because I think women should do what they feel like is best for them, and marriage is not best for every single celebrity woman. However, you have to be so selective about who you decide to procreate with, especially every woman should be, but especially when you are in a position like Keke Palmer is. Now, what is beautiful though, Keke Palmer flipped that thing on his head, flipped it on its head. Her hosting of the BET Award or Soul Train Awards,
yeah.
her hosting of the Soul Train Awards, and just like the way she constantly decides, I'm not going to address the public, but I'll discuss topics on my podcast, or like, I'm still going to take these pictures. I'm still going to show myself being a great mom.
She didn't go hide out.
She didn't go hide out. She wasn't scared, and I adore that about her.
She's a new type of celebrity. She really is.
I adore that about her.
So yeah,
because she ain't new to this. She's true to this.
Right.
She's been in this game for years.
Yeah,
okay,
almost 20 years at this point.
You cannot run her off.
Right. So yeah, and then I guess my last really big headline, even though it's like I think we've beaten this horse definitely with you on the podcast. We've talked about it a lot, so we're gonna be quick here.
Okay.
Tory Lanez.
I'm not gonna say nothing.
Yeah. Why? We'll just leave it there. Tory Lanez.
Tory Lanez.
Sentence earlier.
Wait, I say one thing. Just one thing. Just one thing. Okay. I think it would behoove you all to actually go read either Megan the Reporter's thread about the whole case. Either go read that or actually go read the court documents on the case. Because I think that the worst thing that happened in this trial was Black bloggers and these social media black media avenues talking about the case and not talking about it factually, talking about it in a way that could rile up their audiences and get those clicks that they were looking for and get that attention they were looking for. Because a lot of you still have your perspective skewed on what Tory Lanez was charged for. Half of y'all don't even know what he's charged for. Y'all don't understand what he was indicted on. Y'all don't understand what he was found guilty on. Y'all don't understand who his witnesses were and what they said, and who the state's witnesses were and what they said. Y'all don't understand Megan Thee Stallion did not file charges. The state of California did. So there's a lot of things that y'all don't understand. And I don't want to think that y'all are illiterate. I just think y'all don't read. Is that the same thing?
Not quite.
It's not. See, right. I don't think y'all are illiterate. I just think y'all don't read. So I think it would behoove y'all to go read before y'all say things like free Tory. Because Tory Lanez not getting out of jail, baby. He gonna be in jail for that full 10 years, or is it 7 years?
It's 10.
10. He gonna be in jail for that full 10 years.
People do more time for less. So he got off easy.
And he gonna go be deported to Canada. That's what's gonna happen.
So that's that. Viral moments of the year. I think there were a lot of amazing.
There was too many
and hilarious viral moments.
This was a hell of a year.
It was a hell of a year. My first is the 48 Oysters. That's my favorite.
That was so good. That was so good. I loved it.
It was so ridiculous.
That's a girl, okay? She said, "I'm gonna eat my 48 lobsters, but then, I'm gonna drink my lemon."
But shout out to the king who it was nasty work, but
look, he said, "Baby, look,
listen,
48 oysters is a little too much for me, and that's just your appetizer." He knew who he was, and he did what he had to do that was best for himself. I'm not mad at it. I think that there was a lot of he
put himself first.
Women that were like, "Oh, he must have been a broke boy." Da, da, da. And so, what if he was? He did what was best for him. He put himself first, okay? And she did what was best for her. That's what she was used to. She was used to 48 oysters, so she ordered 48 oysters. Now I know people was like, "How do you eat 48 oysters in one sitting?" I feel like it's possible. I could eat 48 crab legs. I could absolutely eat 48 crab legs in one sitting. 48 individual crab legs, I could do that. 48 pieces of shrimp, I could do that.
Yeah, shrimp's easy.
48 flats. I might need a break in between, but I can do 48 flat pieces of chicken, fried hard. It's possible. Maybe she was high. Nobody took that into fact.
I'm speechless. But you know what? Listen, I thought it was hilarious, and you know what? It really did backfire because she said she'd been ignoring him for weeks.
Yeah,
she's like, "I'm bored. So I guess I'm gonna get a free dinner."
Yeah, which girls, stop doing that. Only go on dates with men you like. Stop running men's pockets to eat. We're not broke. Like, that's broke girl behavior. It's not becoming of a woman. Like, I could not imagine sitting in front of a man who I'm not attracted to, who I don't want to have a conversation with, to eat. Am I poor? Jeez.
Shorties be poor.
Jeez.
Yeah. And my next big viral moment is the Alabama brawl. I mean,
I watched it so many times.
I can't say how much joy it brought to me. I was so proud.
It genuinely warmed my heart. It genuinely warmed my heart.
Really
like, and it was so weird because I'm not for. I can't say I'm not for violence.
I'm not for initiating violence.
Yeah.
But I think if it's brought to your doorstep, you have to respond. I think they responded beautifully. Shout out to that kid who swam them 16-year-old lungs, because heaven knows, first of all, I would have drowned.
The Black Michael Phelps.
I would have drowned halfway, but if I made it across, I would have needed like a good 3 minutes to catch myself.
He swam. First of all, jumped into the water, swam across, hoisted himself up with those same arms that he swam with,
and then got to swinging.
They was knocking people out of their Crocs. That man who hit that woman on the head with the chair, I get it that y'all had to stop him, but
everybody was like,
Uncle, hold up. You took it too far. Well, it always gotta be somebody who took it too far. But he was in the moment. He was in the moment.
It was.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, it was a moment.
So
it
good.
Was a moment. And I hate that so many of them have charges now.
I hate that.
What's the update? Have they the trial?
I don't think the trial has started yet, and I think I feel like they're still at a limbo whether the charges should continue or not, because they're getting backlash.
Yeah,
and it shouldn't. They swung on him first.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, of course, Uncle with the chair definitely joined later and really didn't have to, but I think the people, the initial fighters, the initial black fighters should not be charged, and all those white people definitely should be, because they started it.
Facts. But also, even the black man with the chair, right? We have to take into historical context of how old he is and what he's seen and what he's experienced.
And this is Alabama.
So he very much could have felt like triggered and like took that chair and was like, I'm going to protect myself. I'm going to protect everyone around me because maybe I was younger and I never got the chance to, or this reminds me of all the things I've experienced. So, and I think that it's unfair that we don't take in that situation that the prosecutor.
Like a queue?
I don't know.
I think there were like a whole bunch of queues on that trip or something like that. I might be making that up.
Well, shout out to the queues then. Protecting the black community since 1911. Come on.
But yeah, that's one of my viral ones. And my last one, I'm sure there are others I'm probably forgetting, but I have to talk about this one. She really, really fucking embarrassed me. Carly Russell.
Shout out to the AKAs.
Oh, she is an AKA. I tried to get an AKA who was on the show Reasons to talk about it, and she was like, no. She was like, no.
Very, very politely.
No.
That Carly Russell situation was. I've never been more disappointed in a black woman in my whole entire life.
Oh, really?
I've never been more.
What?
The fact that she did this to get her boyfriend's attention. There's so many things you can do to get a man's attention. An ex-boyfriend at that. It's so many things you can do to get an ex-boyfriend's attention.
Right.
She could have just said she could have just said, I'm not going to give y'all tips on how to get an ex-boyfriend back. But the fact that you did, I'm sure she didn't think this would make headlines. But like, we were really sitting there like, oh my gosh, is this black woman okay? They're setting us up to get kidnapped. This happens to black women all the time. Nobody cares about us.
And the story was so elaborate. You saw a child by the... Anyway.
They fed her Cheez-Its and took her wig. What? Girl. And then the ex-boyfriend was getting fucking hosting gigs.
Right. He became Instagram pic.
Ghetto. Embarrassing.
All of it. All bad. all bad. So,
Oh my goodness.
Carly Russell.
She came from a 2-parent household.
There was no reason for her to be doing.
She came from a 2-parent household. She's a nurse,
college educated, things going for herself. Like she would enough to get the new boyfriend if she wanted. Like
she really could have just gotten.
She was like, she's not a bad looking.
So
girl.
we're just gonna say I'm gonna chalk it up to mental health issues.
Yeah,
because there's just no explanation that fits except for mental health issues. But she's getting her desserts.
Yeah,
she's getting her desserts. They ain't never gonna try to help a black woman ever again. We're screwed. Don't get kidnapped if you black. Okay, you might as well install a fucking Apple chip into you now because they're not gonna look for you.
Right, it's done. So
okay. So speaking of viral moments, I'm curious about your opinion on this. I think it was a rap beef. Megan and Party's rap beef.
Is that a rap beef or is that a breakup?
When Megan dropped Cobra.
And he dropped that corny ass song.
And he dropped
to Megan, the person. Turn that shit off.
First of all, I said it was corny too. And the fellas was saying to me, they was like, okay, maybe the beat was trash. And he can't rap. But
that's actually not true. He's a good rapper.
He is a good rapper. I actually have some of his songs, but he can't rap on that song.
Right. I know what happened.
Horrible on that song. I don't know. But the lyrical content was, they said that's what you need to focus on. And if you focus on the lyrical content, you can see that like literally Party may not be perfect, but Megan wasn't perfect either. If the things that he's saying is true. If it's true that she would bring him around niggas that she already messed with or already had sexual relations with and didn't give him the heads up. And so and it didn't come out until the trial of who she had sex with when they, brought up her sexual history during the trial. He had to find out that way.
Do we know that was factual?
I'm speaking of what he said. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I didn't watch the whole trial or know what they said, of course, probably in their relationship. If that's what really happened, I could see how he could be so hurt. Right. Like if she essentially pushed him away and all the things he cried about, I could see why he was always there for her. I could see why he could be so hurt. Now, do I think it's corny to put out a whole song about it rather than just sending the text message? Yeah, you could have just sent the text. You're with a whole other woman now. You're doing a lot. But I think he just felt like he had to address it because she was just her. Yeah, Jada Kingdom. Bad team.
Okay.
Like Party got his score up. Megan Thee Stallion and Jada Kingdom. And he still got braces, don't he?
Braces?
Yeah.
I didn't know he had braces.
He had braces before. Maybe he doesn't have braces no more, but he had braces before. But anyway. Girl Math. Girl Math was really viral. And when the boys try to get in it, Girl Math dragged y'all to the pits of hell.
They started doing Boy Math.
Oh my goodness.
And it was nasty.
Boy Math was nasty.
It was nasty.
Boy Math was, what did they say? Boy Math, saying a woman is a gold digger, but you only got $50 in your bank account. Boy Math, being ready to take care of pit bulls, but you got child support that you still ain't paid.
And I was telling the guys on Twitter, like, you guys should just let them have it.
Y'all should have just let us have it.
Just let them.
Because Girl Math was real cute.
It was a funny moment, and it was going to be between them.
It was just between us, and then y'all stuck your noses in it and got dragged.
It was ugly.
For filth.
It was ugly. But
for filth.
Yeah.
The Renaissance concert was a viral moment. If you went to the Renaissance concert and you didn't post that you went to the Renaissance concert, then it was like, what the fuck? Like you didn't post about it?
It rained the day that I went, but
that sucks. I went the day before.
Okay.
And it was great.
I'm happy for you.
It was beautiful. I loved it so much. But I thought what was really weird, it's okay to hate because it really was amazing. I thought what was really crazy though was that Silver, she made Silver
like her color.
Yeah, and she made it trend at a time in the season that it doesn't normally trend. Silver trends more during the New Year's the Christmas, and that's only ever time where Silver is in style. It's never in style any other time. Silver was in Target stores this summer. Silver was in H&M this summer. Silver was in Zara. Silver was in any store you went to. Silver was there.
It was
when they knew Beyonce was coming into their city, the party center was selling disco hats. She made Silver a thing.
She did.
Everything Halle Bailey did, and whether she's pregnant or not. Y'all talking about that every
I think she
single
is.
other week. You think she's pregnant?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like when she keeps the dresses get bigger and bigger and bigger. Like, come on.
I don't know. You think they're gonna just put the baby up for adoption?
Why would they do that?
Because why hide it for so long unless you're gonna get the baby up?
I mean, I just think they'd rather deal without the scrutiny, which I think some
They only getting it anyways.
Yeah, but I think some of it is a bit unfair. Ultimately, it's her choice. She can do whatever she wants. But what I think is happening is that people have kind of given, projected this personality on her.
Yes.
And are kind of disappointing themselves because
to find out she's human.
Yeah, and to find out she's not the goody two shoes that you thought. Right?
That you thought just because she didn't have a fat ass, and
right,
she wasn't swinging her fat ass left or right,
or because she's young looking, right?
Yeah.
Or
because she's not as extroverted, I guess you could say.
Right. So,
y'all compared her to her sister, and then came to find out that Hallie is an Aries. She don't give a fuck. So she's gay. Okay. What else? Oh, Rihanna's Super Bowl performance and find out she was pregnant with that second baby. That was so big.
That was huge.
And that was, first of all, the concert was, I surprisingly really enjoyed it. Like, I never saw myself enjoying a Rihanna concert.
I mean, for what it was.
Yeah, for her to be doing that while pregnant,
you have to give her props.
I give her props for that. So. But find out she was pregnant, it was such a beautiful moment. Yeah. I thought it was so cute. It's unfortunate that her baby daddy is getting ready to go to trial and could likely end up in prison. That is very, very sad. But before that happened, it was a great year for her.
Right.
Beautiful year.
So.
And then the last thing I would say is Usher touring. Usher had a great year.
That's a viral one for you?
That was so, every single time somebody went to his concert.
I guess the Usher serenade.
Yeah, every single time he serenaded somebody, his skating, the stripper shaking her ass on the stage to
yeah. I have him as a winner.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Spoiler alert.
Okay, so. Perfect. Because Usher, I just love. My biggest regret. I mean, that's what
Nia Long said.
Me too, girl. My biggest regret is that I didn't get to go to his concert.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see his Super Bowl performance.
And I think he's coming back. Is he coming back for another residency?
I hope so. In fact, actually, I hope it's not a residency. I just want him to go on tour. I don't want to have to go to Vegas. Come to DC. I want to see you. Okay? I want to see you in concert. Thank you.
Winners and losers of the year. Thevey?
You want me to go first?
Yes.
Okay. So, losers. Joe Biden is a loser to me this year. His overall approval rate is at the lowest that it's ever been since his presidency. It's at 37%. We're in an economic crisis, but nobody wants to admit to it.
The stats don't support that, though.
Yeah, but I feel like that. Here's the thing, though. Do the stats matter when people are actually suffering and can't buy groceries?
But people didn't.
I think that we take, we don't take into a fact that the stats can be skewed.
They can. But I do think that people might be overstating how dire things are. Mm-hmm. Jobs are being added. The employment rate dropped today. The new rate came out today. It dropped today. So, mm-hmm. So yes, I'm not saying things are rosy. They aren't. I think that a lot of people are struggling, but I think people are overstating just how bad things are as far as the macro, economy is. Mm-hmm. And so those are my thoughts. Of course, it's not perfect. Things could be better. Things could always be better. I think we should all have healthcare. Mm-hmm. I think there are lots of infrastructural things that could be changed, but he's doing the best he can. The Congress is very gridlocked, as you know, and so I think people need to give him some grace. I think there are other things that he can be criticized about, but I don't think the economy is really it, because I think there are bigger issues that are bigger than Joe Biden with the American economy and the way things work. And even the whole concept of inflation is really just greed, right?
No, it is. It's corporate greed, and nothing's being done about it. Right. And I feel like I think people felt a sense of relief around the end of the pandemic, and they got to actually see money in their bank account. were actually able to buy things and go on vacation and all stuff. And then the companies were like, we got to make all this money back that we lost during the pandemic.
And they got it back in blood.
Okay, and now people are suffering, and Joe isn't giving us a solution. Nobody can hold these corporations accountable. That sucks. And because you're the face of the United States of America, you're the person who we're going to blame. Like, and that's just what it is. Mm-hmm. You need to figure out how to fix things for the average American person. I'm not even feeling the brunt of what's going on because luckily for me, my income is in a great spot. But I know plenty of people who are suffering, who can't buy a house, who have lost jobs and can't get another job, especially if you're a Black man in this economy. Like, you already have being Black going against you. Black men aren't seen as hireable as Black women because being a woman is just, one, you're a double minority. Two, women get things done. We have that going for us. It's great being a Black woman in today's economy. But I know plenty of Black men who are looking for work, who have the credentials.
In this city? In
this city, who are finding it hard to find a job, and they have the credentials to find a job. I know plenty of people in this city who are trying to buy a house, but the interest rates aren't letting up, and the fucking housing prices aren't letting up
either.
And they're getting older.
I'm in that.
Like, we're getting older. We are millennials, but we are trying to build a life for ourselves, and we unfortunately don't have the support to do so.
I actually tweeted about this recently, and I said that, and this might sound, very negative, but a lot of millennials and Gen Zers are not going to own their first house till the boomers die.
100%.
So they're going to get it through inheritance.
100%.
Either inheriting their parents' houses or grandparents' houses, or inheriting money and then finally having enough funds to buy a house. That's how it's looking right. Because I'm in the market right now.
Yeah,
and it's disgusting.
To be more grim, make sure you get that life insurance policy on your parents. Make sure you talk to them about it and get that life insurance. Right. That's just what it is. Yeah. Like, if you want to be able to, like...
Well, hopefully they already had a life insurance policy.
Hopefully, but as we know...
Because you can't just go ahead and like, hey, I'm about to go get a life insurance. What?
You gotta talk to them about it.
I mean, yeah.
Like, I want to get a life insurance policy.
On you. And plus,
do you want me to be good when you die?
Right. Like, and even getting life insurance as like an elderly person is so much more expensive.
Yeah, so it is. It's
I think everyone should be getting a policy now.
Yeah. Get it now. The other loser is us for having to pay back student loans. Gotcha, bitch. That's what they told us. That's what the Supreme Court said. They said, gotcha, bitch. Okay? You paying back them loans. And it sucks because I could have just gotten a PPP loan. And that would have been forgiven. I could have gotten a PPP loan, paid off my student loans, put down a down payment on a home, bought a new car, gotten a BBL. Shoot, like, I could have done so many things. And not had to pay none of that money back. But I got to pay my student loans back. They sent me a notice that and y'all, I'm not poor. I can pay them back. But here's the thing. I don't want to. I was forced to go to college because they said that was the only way I was going to be successful. That's what they said. And they lied. I
mean, it's not a complete lie, but yes, I think
I could have just learned
the return on the investment is diminished. But I think people are underestimating just how much a college degree, how much of an advantage it puts you at.
They asking me for car note payments. $800 a month. Why?
That's nasty.
Nasty work.
So winners.
I'm gonna give it. Mr. Beast was a winner to me. I didn't. Yeah, like I didn't know who he was before.
He does a lot of charity,
and all of the charity work he's done has really like made me pay more attention to him. And just like the fun things he does, like he did his own version of Squid Games on his YouTube channel with guests and just was giving them money, and it was like so cool to see them go through challenge to challenge, and they got money at each point of the challenge. But if they lost the challenge, then they lost all the money. And so it was so cool to like see that. I think he is the true definition of what you should do when you get money. Because a lot of, like, for example, him building all those wells in Africa, I would have loved to see, name any black artist, one. I would have loved to see one do a YouTube video doing something like that, sharing it with the world, and calling on other black artists to do the same. I would have loved to see something like that, and it's a shame that a white man had to do it first. A white man that I don't even know what his first name is. His name is Mr. Beast, who is, I don't know who he is, but I know he built over 100 wells in Africa. And he videos every step of the way. And I just...
So I'm always suspicious of documented charity. I don't know. It always just feels
I don't know. I think you should document your charity. I think it inspires other people to do the same. I mean, that's what it does for me. When I see other people, it's just like when I'm scrolling on Instagram and I see somebody went to the gym that day and I'd be like, fuck, I gotta go to the gym. Like, when I see other people doing good work for other people, it reminds me like, yo, you're supposed to be get on your job. Okay. You also supposed to be doing good work. And I think in a world where we publicize everything, charity should be one of them. Don't just publicize when you got a new gun, when you on a new trip, when you got a new ass, who you know
posted their new gun. I'm sorry. What's going on?
It's sassy.
Someone posted about their new gun?
Yeah, people be posting about their new guns all the time.
I can't relate.
Well,
who do you follow?
I'm from the country.
New York.
Okay, so I was born in my native homeland. Okay. I immigrated to New York, but I grew up in the country.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not from Port-au-Prince?
I was born in Port-au-Prince.
Is that considered the country?
No, I was born in Port-au-Prince as a city, but my family grew up in the country in Haiti. Okay. And then when we got to the United States, after we left New York, I grew up in the country of Virginia. Not like the country, like the countryside of Virginia.
Well, okay.
Yeah, what like city? Roanoke, Virginia.
You lived in Roanoke?
Mm-hmm.
For how long?
So, like elementary, middle, high.
Oh. So you're not really from New York?
No.
You just be thinking.
I'm from New York. I immigrated there.
She's from Roanoke.
I'm from Brooklyn. Brooklyn. Brooklyn.
All right. Who are the last you went?
NPC characters.
What's that girl's name? Pinky
Dog.
Yeah, Pinky Dog.
Yeah, even though, oh my gosh, I want her to shut up. I don't want her to speak.
Yeah, just keep.
The Canadian accent is so horrible. Is that what y'all sound like in Canada? Jeez. I hate her accent.
I think she's West Indian or something.
She West Indian?
She talks like Jocelyn.
She talks just like Jocelyn Hernandez. She talks like the Canadian Jocelyn Hernandez for sure. But now NPC characters is a thing now. People are really getting money from that. Like, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
I also say my last two would be Kai Cenat and Offset. Not them two together, but just separately. They had a big year. Streamers had a big year, period. Yes. Streaming became more popular. The riot
that Kai Cenat had?
Yeah, like I didn't even realize his following was so big.
I was whoa, you know.
His following is huge. But then Offset, we learned about his love for Michael Jackson. We realized how good of a dancer he was and a great performer.
And a great interviewer.
A great interviewer.
A lot of charisma. Super
hilarious.
Yeah.
Dresses very well.
Yeah, this is good.
Loving father. Loving husband. Yeah, he cheats on his wife, but still. Like, loving husband. Like, yeah, he cheated a little bit, but like, what celebrity man who's rich doesn't? Point me to a faithful rich man, and I'm gonna sell you a beach house in
LeBron James. No real stories, no credible stories yet. Actually, that one girl from Bad Girls Club claimed that he tried to fly her out. So who knows?
That's what I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna speak on my black king. LeBron James is a black king, but like I said, point me to a faithful rich man, and I'm gonna sell you a beach house in Ohio. Okay. So yeah, those are my losers and winners. Who are yours?
Okay, my losers. I'm gonna start with a playful one, just to keep it light. Beyonce, because at this point you're being a little bit ridiculous. We need you've had the album out for a year and a half. You put a movie out. We need some music.
We're not getting the visuals.
Well, we're gonna get it. I think she's gonna wait like 2 years. I think she's just trying to show us how much power she has, which I respect that. She's trying to.
Like, you think we're gonna get some for her?
She's shot videos. We know they exist.
Yeah, I don't think she's ever. I think she's gonna hit us. I think she's gonna hit us. What she did with Alicia Keys. They had that video. And never dropped it.
I was thinking about it. Yeah. But I think it's so weird. I think whatever like upstaging they were trying to avoid by having a video with Beyonce is less embarrassing than not dropping the video at all. Like, that's just weird.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah. So, anyways, Beyonce, get them the videos. Tory Lanez, we've covered that already. Big loser. He's in jail for 10 years. He got sentenced this year, even though he was convicted last year. Darius Jackson.
Oh, that's that boy's name. Yeah, yep, that's his name.
Kiki Palmer's that's his name. Guy who lost the best gig in the world. He had a rich and famous woman.
Wow. Literally, do you not know how many men were vying for that position, and you just blew it up?
So yeah, him. Russell Simmons, who has done an interview this week about and we talked about it in the last episode about him, about Kimura like stealing $800 million from him, and also early in the year he was on the internet embarrassed himself. Well, not his kids posted their FaceTime
antics,
videos, and so
his abusive antics,
and so he's definitely one of the losers. But I think the undisputed loser of 2023 is
Diddy,
without a doubt.
Really. I don't know how you just blow your whole life up like that.
Like, he did just blow. He's been blowing it up over 30 years.
Yeah, we're just finding out. It all catching up to him.
We're finally finding out, and I think it's still unfolding.
Yeah,
still unfolding. So
and that 17-year-old girl who just filed she's not 17.
She was 17 at the time.
How old is she now?
She's like.
She's 31.
She's 37.
She's 37.
It happened 20 years ago.
Oh yeah. She said, "I got pictures. I have actual
pictures." Yeah. So, to be continued with Diddy. So, winners of 2023, Sha'Carri Richardson had a big comeback this year.
Yes, she did.
She's now winning races and shit. So.
She did, and she's doing it confidently. Right. And like, she just you can see the confidence like spewing from her. It's not arrogance. It's confidence. Like.
Well,
I think before you could have called it arrogance. I think before you could have called it arrogance, but like she seems so proud in like a beautiful way, and I'm really enjoying seeing this come back. For her.
I'm happy for her either way. We have the same birthday, so there's that.
Aries gang.
Yeah, all that, whole lot of good shit. Keith Lee, who has just revolutionized just food critiquing and basically turned Atlanta on its head.
Again, Libra gang.
Oh, he is.
He's a Libra.
Right. But another thing is that he's also helped a lot of businesses grow.
He's helped so
much.
Listen, that's a good man. Y'all was hating on him because he told the truth about Atlanta, but that is a good man. He has helped change so many small businesses.
Like literally went from hundreds of followers on Instagram to tens of thousands.
Literally.
Because he gave them a good review. Lines around the block after he gives a good review. So he really has like just a lot of influence, and he's using it for good.
Yeah.
And big ups to him. So yeah, definitely one of the winners of the year.
I thoroughly enjoy like just watching him. He's so humble too.
Yeah.
Right. He's humble. He's honest. He's bringing his family along on the journey. Like that's a good man, and I cannot wait to see like how he wins in the future, because I don't see his following getting smaller. I only see
he
it
was
getting
literally
bigger.
a Rolling Stone.
Posted up like
after turning Atlanta.
I was like, what?
It's remarkable.
And Atlanta had a city council meeting afterwards to talk about the state of their restaurant industry.
Right.
Keith Lee's impact.
Power.
What?
ASAP Rocky for locking Grounded down with 2 babies. Look at you. And Beyonce also a winner because Renaissance was just so
good. Magnificent.
And Olympic showing of talent, of vision. It's the biggest tour of the year, biggest tour ever by a woman. She was a stadium tour. There's a movie out that she just put out that was #1 just last weekend. It's really just a show of just pop muscle.
Yeah.
Pop star muscle, and I think it's just really impressive. And I'm just
What's beyond a pop star?
It's
she's just an icon.
Yeah, she's a megastar. She's an alien superstar, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And it really is just amazing to see her work. So yeah, Beyonce definitely winner. And then the ultimate winner of 2023 is Usher.
Libra gang.
I mean, just it's a big comeback. He hasn't been very viable in the charts, but I think people still know that he's a good live performer, and he's shown that. And to see him at 45, still killing it on the stage,
body looks great.
And it's really good talent. And in fact, there's this viral clip about him from 20 years ago in an interview with Trevor Nelson, where he's asking him,
"Promise me one thing: you will never become a Las Vegas resident in 20 years."
I can't promise you that. I can't. You know what? Because I am such a theatrical artist, I would love to be in a space. If I did decide to go to Las Vegas, it would be the most phenomenal thing you've ever seen in your life. It wouldn't be like, oh God, he's washed up and now this is his opportunity just to collect as many checks as he wants to. No, it would be a phenomenal show.
And he was like, but when I do it, I'm going to give it everything. It's going to be dramatic. It's going to be a performance. Yeah.
And he was so right. So yeah,
he gave us all of that.
Absolutely. So Usher, biggest winner of 2023. He'll be performing at the Super Bowl in February. I can't wait for that.
Can't wait.
And yeah, that's it. It was an amazing year. Let me top out my glass before we sign out. And I'm looking forward to 2024. I cannot
believe we're closing out 2023.
2023, and I'm looking forward to more shows, definitely having you back more. And actually, before we go, tell us about your podcast, where we can find it. You told us in the last episode, but yeah, what's the...
I am hosting a podcast with a good friend of mine. Her name is Shauna, and it is the Enjoy podcast. That's INJOY podcast. And we just talk about our journeys of life through a mode of spirituality and just being young Black women. We talk about relationships. We talk about psychology. We talk about family dynamics, friendships, jealousy, astrology, human design, anything that you can really think of. We're basically taking life coaching to the podcast. I actually hate the word life coaching. Right. They said, let me tell y'all how much I hate life coaching. Y'all just made, I don't know who did it, but y'all made life coaching seem really sketch. And I hate that.
Yes.
So, but go listen to the Enjoy podcast. If you are ever looking for guidance, advice, girl talk, we have all of that for you. We're on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Music.
Alrighty. What's the handle? INJOY
podcast on all platforms. Yep, all major platforms.
Got you. All right. Episode 76, No Hipsters Pod. See you in 2024. Bye.
Cheers.